So today we talk about the good old days when conspiracy theories were just theories, because today an old conspiracy theory that everybody used to talk about turns out that it actually was very true. And that conspiracy theory is chemtrails. That's right. The CIA has now admitted that not only do chemtrails exist, but we should do more of it. Yeah, that's right. Have you heard about this, Jules?
Hang on. I think a plane is just passing by. Let me see if there are chemtrails. I'll just stick my head out the window.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like, I remember back, like, what was it, when I first became a Christian, or right before I became a Christian, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was showing the proof, and and everybody was like showing the inside of these aircraft that are
Mm.
letting go of these aerosol chemtrails in the sky, and they're disguising themselves as airliners. And and I'm like, okay, well, it could be true, it could not be true, whatever it is. And they're even showing like samples in nature that shows that these aerosol particles are actually coming down and affecting plants and animals, right? And they're like, nope, totally a myth. Totally. It turns out now the CIA director has something to say about it and is revealing the truth. Now, take a look at this video.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community. On the technical side, greenhouse gas emission reductions would still have to accompany SAI to address other climate change effects, such as ocean acidification, because SAI alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations. Others might seize on SAI's benefits and back away from their commitment to carbon dioxide reductions. And as with other breakthrough technologies, global norms and standards are lacking to guide the deployment and implementation of SAI and other geoengineering initiatives.
Wow. So that was an absolute mouthful.
Uh-huh.
But I love how he says, wow, we should really do this. By the way, here's the reasons why we shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is so he's like, yeah, chemtrails, like we should just release all these trails, in there into the stratosphere and just alter the environment, and hopefully that'll work out. What do you
Yep.
think about that?
Yeah, and not only like release more chemicals in the air in the atmosphere, but he's also talking about other stuff like ocean acidification.
Yeah.
They make the oceans more acidic, um, all in the name of reducing carbon dioxide. I mean, okay, if you want to reduce carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, then maybe you should start, planting more trees, more
Yeah.
plants that breathe in CO2. I mean, just a thought, guys.
You ever see that it was a meme, right? And it said like these, and it shows like all this trees, like it shows all these trees, and it says these things actually help the environment. And then it shows the same landscape that was completely bulldozed to put in solar panels, and they say what they say helps the environment, right? And it's the two pictures, right?
Uh-huh.
And one is for the environment and the other one is absolutely not doing anything.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like almost like you should just let the earth do what it does. But I was reading this one thing, and somebody said in a meme, he said, weirdest thing about your culture, right? What's the weirdest thing about your culture? And someone replied that every 30 years the CIA comes out and say, you know, that conspiracy theory, it turns out that it was absolutely true and you're not going to do anything about it. Right.
Yeah.
You know, we lied about it and you're not going to do anything about it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Right. And I'm like, yeah, that's so true. Like, what was it? The CIA came out and said, yeah, we were involved in the JFK assassination,
Yep.
you know, or just recently they just said that the January 6th, yeah, there were FBI operatives in there
Mm,
and we were actually ushering people into the you know, it's like they come out with these things
yep.
after they say that you're just a conspiracy theorist, and then they say, yeah, it was absolutely true, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, that's the thing with conspiracy theories.
Mhm.
Many of the conspiracy theories that came out just a few years back, most of them, have come true. Conspiracy theories about not only January 6th, the storming of the Capitol building, but also conspiracies about the inefficacy of those vaccines that were pushed on millions, billions of people.
Yeah, or the origins, right? Remember when we said that it came from we came from China, and then
Hmm.
they were like, no, that's a conspiracy theory, and then they came out like
Yeah.
about 2 years later and said,
Yep.
that's exactly where it's
Yeah.
exactly where it was from. Absolutely, it was totally from that. And so I mean, honestly, if you're not a conspiracy theorist, like I was listening to this one guy, and he was so funny. He was like, he said, he's like, I understand, I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but are you going to take the stance? People take the stance that you don't believe in any of the conspiracy theories? He goes, that's a stance to take. Are you saying that, you know, the American government is just batting 1,000 when it comes to telling you the truth? You're not going to believe any of them? You know, it's like, guys, come on, let's be real. There's probably a lot of lies going on, and the CIA often comes out. Just wait 20 years, and they'll come out and say, no, that was absolutely true, absolutely. Now, talking biblically, though, all right, I when I hear about them dimming the sun to help the environment, that kind of goes back to Revelation where it's or the day of the Lord where it says that the
Hmm.
sun would turn dark,
Yep.
right? And also in Revelation it says that the sea, like was it a third of the creatures in the sea died,
Yep.
right? And you know what he said? He was talking about dimming the sun and the acidity of the consequences of the acidity in the ocean. That's that sounds like a harbinger of doom right there. Yeah. I mean, biblically, that could end up lining up. What do you think?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. All these experts, they not only want to push all sorts of narratives, all sorts of things down our throats, but they're also trying to outdo God and, change the weather patterns, change the changing of the seasons, and they just really want to be God.
It's really all about control.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you can't unless there's a crisis, that you can't take control. And the best crisis is an unsolvable and an undetectable crisis that you can lie about all the time. You know,
Hmm.
it's like the war on terror. You can't fight that. There's nothing you can't fight that. There's no the direct enemy to defeat. So there is no defeating it. You know, it's
Hmm.
just an ongoing fight. And so the war on terror, the war on the war on terror, and now the war on climate change and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. So and also as we say on the Road to Emmaus podcast, for all you Christians out there, let me encourage you. It's going to get a lot worse. Absolutely. You know, and especially on the last episode that we did about Christian nationalism being more deadlier and more dangerous than the terrorist group Hamas. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. So you think that the biggest enemies that are going to be even more than climate change is the free thinking Christian that is focused on the kingdom of heaven. Those are going to be the most dangerous, world changing adversaries that they go after. So this is just what the end times is going to look like. So we're going to see a full picture of what the world government is going to do and how they're going to implement themselves and set themselves up as God, and who is going to lead it. That's what we're looking for. So, what do you guys think about this? Are you a conspiracy theorist? Are you one of the people that they warn us about? And what conspiracies have you believed in that actually came true? All right, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And also, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe these videos. And it really help us out, control or get a handle on the algorithm and get these videos out there. Click the bell for notification for all the new videos that are coming out, especially our new series on the Antichrist. Go ahead and check out the old videos that we did as well. And also, thank you so much for stopping by and watching these videos with us. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.